Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to the Biscuits and Gravy Show. I am Jason Kurtman. On the across the desk from me is my lovely wife, Sarah. And also with me tonight is Jim. Want to see my 1-inch punch, Jim Nelson. How are you doing today, Jim?
Feeling pretty punchy.
Feeling pretty punchy. All right. Hey, we've got a special guest tonight. This is our first live broadcast. Let me start with that. So I know that there's some folks listening on QStar FM and also on the Leading Edge Radio Network. We do have a chat room set up. If you want to go find us in the chat room, there's about a 1-minute delay, I will tell you that. You can go to ourfantasticwebsite.com and click on the chat room. But let me tell you about our special guest right now. We've got Karen Hoffman on the line with us, and she is one of the members of the team over at rightongame.com. Karen, how are you doing?
I am doing great. Thanks for having me on.
Oh, fantastic. I came across your website because I was looking for bloggers or anything related to conservatives that is not typically part of the mainstream media, something that's kind of unknown and unheard of, which I'm finding you don't qualify for that. You're getting rather popular.
We are getting rather popular. And it's been quick.
Yeah. So how long has rightongame.com been around?
Well, almost exactly 2 years we launched 2 years ago. We started working on the game probably more like 4 years ago. It was a family project that came into being completely by accident. As a matter of fact, so I come from a really large family. I've got 5 brothers and a sister, and they all live all over the country now, but we were raised in the Midwest, and they're hilarious. And one summer, they were all back at my dad's house, just hanging out, and they were playing a board game called Redneck Life. And they were just, being silly and playing, and one of them made the comment that liberals would not enjoy that game because they have no sense of humor, right? And that's just a given. And but one of the other boys said, yeah, but a game about liberals would be hilarious to the rest of us. And so they just kind of started throwing out some ideas and, laughing amongst themselves and whatnot. And after they all got, left and went home, one of my brothers just couldn't let it go. And he works in an industry where he's around a lot of millennials, in catering and bartending. And so he just started writing down all this, stuff, all these little scenarios every day. And after about a year, he comes to me at Thanksgiving, and he had a stack of index cards about thick. And he's like, here, we need to do something with this. Mm-hmm. And I started reading through them, and they were just gold. And I was like, okay, we'll find a way to make that happen.
How many players can play at one time? Yeah, how many players can play at one time? Oh, and we just lost her.
Oh, no.
That's the dangers. So hopefully she'll reconnect. But you can check out her website at rightongame.com. Now, I was going to get into this a little bit later, and but they've also got some other stuff there. We were going to talk about stickers, magnets, and greeting cards. The greeting cards are hilarious. And she's coming back on right now. And okay, you're back, Karen.
I'm back.
We lost you.
Back.
One of the dangers of VoIP. So glad you're back. This happens to Jim and I every now and then. So fortunately, we do the podcast, so we can always edit it. So, but we're live now, first live broadcast.
Yeah.
So, how many players typically? What's the most number of players that can play this game?
Well, we say 10, and that's because we have what are called media madness cards. So we've got 10 media personalities that everyone is assigned to one, and there's 10. So we say 10. I mean, you could probably play with more if you just eliminated that part of the game. There's plenty of controversy cards, like about 250 of them. So there's plenty of them for as many people as want to play. But
okay.
The game plays best with about, at least 4 and up to 10 players, yeah.
So we haven't talked before. I have no idea how to play this game. Neither does Jim or Sarah, but you're going to kind of help us walk us through like a round of it?
Okay. Yeah.
So, yeah, we'd love to. And Jim, Sarah, and I all have the category sheets pulled up because there's a number. I couldn't even count them off the top of my head just by looking
16.
at 16
Yeah,
categories.
16. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's how would we play, Karen? Jim, I hope you're ready for this.
You ready, Jim?
I'm going to be.
Okay.
Okay. Well, normally what you would do is you'd shuffle up the controversy cards and deal 5 out to every player.
Okay.
I hold them all tonight, so I'll be the one reading them. But the first player, I say the oldest player starts, and they're going to read their card. They're going to choose one of the 5 cards in their hand, one that might stump the player to their left, and they're going to read it out loud in an accusatory fashion because you are basically accusing all conservatives collectively of this offense.
This ought to be good.
These are things that will offend a millennial, a liberal. They're not vulgar. They're just everyday things that will trigger someone.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't tell you before the show. We have a rule: no profanity.
No, and we don't have any in the game.
Okay.
So a lot of people try to compare our game to Cards Against Humanity, and I say, well, the fact that there's cards in it is really the only thing that's similar because it's not vulgar at all. You can play it with kids in the room. You're not going to be embarrassed, or they're not going to be embarrassed. So.
Okay.
Well, that's always a good thing.
So, and you said the oldest player goes first?
Yes, and I won't tell you how old I am, but I'll just assume I'm the oldest player.
Oh, okay. All right.
I may or may not be.
Okay, well, the second oldest player would be Jim.
Yes.
And then the third would be me, and then Sarah. So.
Okay. Well, I'm just going to start. I'm going to read a card to Jim in an accusatory fashion, and the category on these cards is at the bottom, right?
Okay.
So the person reading it knows the category, but the person you're reading it to has to guess the category.
Okay.
Right? And if he doesn't know it, he can pass, because if you guess wrong, you're going to cross off one of the microphones at the bottom of your score pad, and after you've gotten 3 wrong, you're out of the game.
Okay.
So you don't want to guess wrong.
Trying to figure this out still.
It's okay.
So, okay.
Just let her try and throw one
so
at you.
So we'll just read one. I'll read one to Jim, and he'll have time to look over his list of categories.
And he has to guess which category the one you're giving falls into. Gotcha.
Which category of liberal offense this might fall under.
Oh, okay. I see now.
So here we go, Jim. You sent a participation trophy to the socialist senatorial candidate after his defeat.
A participatory. I'm going to go with the wussification of America.
That is correct.
Ooh, way to go, Jim.
Awesome,
Jim just couldn't wait to say that phrase. That's what he had no idea. He just wanted to say that.
Yeah. I heard him. He mentioned that category earlier before we got on air, and he seemed pretty infatuated with it.
Okay, so.
All right, so what Jim would do is he would check that category off on his scorecard, and then he would not be able to use that category again.
Kind of like
someone.
Gotcha.
So if someone was to read him another one that had that as the category, he would need to pass because he can't get it twice.
Gotcha.
So that's one of the ways there's a little strategy there. So we play 5 categories right, and then you win, but you could do it where you have to cover the whole card.
Gotcha. Too. Okay.
Yeah. So then it would be Jim's turn to read a card to the person to his left.
But Jim doesn't have the cards, so
but
you
Jim
go ahead.
doesn't have them, so I'm going to do another one.
All right. I'm ready.
All right. Despite offending the vegan hipster, you continued eating your double cheeseburger in the employee lunchroom.
Wow.
Ooh.
Can you read that one more time? I think I've got it.
Despite offending the vegan hipster, you continued eating your double cheeseburger in the employee lunchroom.
I got this. Animals are people too.
Yes, you guys are good at this.
Okay.
You must be conservatives.
We're extreme. You have no idea.
Trust me.
All right.
So
now it's
Sarah's turn.
Yeah.
All right, Sarah. You asked your child's public school teacher to stop scaring Katie by implying that planet Earth is going to burn up because her parents sometimes forget to recycle.
Oh,